G'day, g'day. Welcome back to the Shit Dad podcast, where we hear fatherhood experiences through the eyes of average Aussie blokes. I'm Nick, father of 2 boys, a girl, married 6 years, and an unofficial toddler MMA referee.
G'day, I'm Cam, father of 2, 3-year-old as of today, and a 1-year-old.
Oh, happy birthday. And?
Well, I'm Paul. I'm here to guest star. Star, is that the word?
That's
Yes.
it, yes.
Guest star on the podcast today. Been married for, it's going to test me out, 2009. So it's 12 years. Got 2 kids, 4 and almost 2. So yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
We are pumped,
Thanks
eh?
for coming, yeah.
This is so good.
I don't know what's going to happen. Like, it could be anything. I've listened to half of Adam's, the last one, and I'm like, this seems fine, but we're going to take it up a notch if he's listening out there. So.
Yeah, if he can do it, anyone can.
Yeah. Well,
Nice. Oh, I'll take it easy, boys.
sorry.
So as you know, guys, today we're talking to Paul Redfern. We've got a new guest. We've got new beers to taste and some brand new banter. Last week we chatted to new dad Adam, as you just heard. He learned some things, and we learned some things, such as not to tie your kid up at the pub, but anyone can do what they got to do.
Jury's still out on that one.
Yeah, whatever you got to do to keep your kids. Yeah, okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. But yeah, well let's get into it with Paul.
Let's do it.
Right, so today we are drinking some brand new beers. Cam has supplied the beverages today. The first one we're going Berliner Weiss beer. It's raspberry.
Is it pronounced Weisser? Like white?
You're more educated than me.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm just too many.
that sounds way more
a lot
accurate.
of beers
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
life, unfortunately.
I usually say, Weiss.
Weiss beer. I'm going to crack into this.
So I heard you guys talking last week that about sours, and I want to affirm you both in your opinions. Like, I mean, if I wanted a sour, I'd just have a cider, like an English cider.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I don't want a sour beer.
Yeah.
No.
It's fine. You said it's good for one.
Yeah, at max. Yeah.
One, 2. You were very generous with 2, I think you said, but yeah, 1. Once we were playing trivia actually, and play with a bunch of smart people. It's a hot tip if you're out there listening. Get smart people on your team, right? And we won the bonus round, so you win a jug of beer, which is always pretty good. And our non-beer drinking friend, or like casual beer drinking friend, she went up and got the jug, and it's at the brewery, and she comes back with a crisp saison, a jug of it.
Oh.
And we're all looking at it like,
What even is that?
yeah, well, it's like, the French farmhouse beer that they used to brew. It's,
Sounds like moonshine.
yeah, sour and fruity and like all the things that, your average person is like, oh, thanks. So we all just sort of got through it and
Just nod politely and just little
we've
sips.
never let her live it down.
No, of
since
course.
then. So
What's your verdict, Paul,
okay, I have to have a sip first.
on the raspberry Weiss beer?
Give it a taste. Raspberry Weiss. I haven't had that one.
It's actually got a succulent freth to it, that one.
I don't mind that.
It's drinkable.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have the words to describe like palate or anything like that, but
Make it up, I do.
okay. Hang on.
What even is a freth?
Okay, it tastes like it's fizzy. I can taste some
Get
some malt,
creative.
some yeast, some hops, and some water.
Yep.
Probably some raspberry. You can taste the raspberry.
Let's put it out there. He's better at celebrancy than he is at beer tasting.
I can drink this stuff, mate. I'm just describing it's
That's
the
it.
challenge. You always ever had ton?
Yeah.
I've got a funny story about Ton. I haven't
Old
actually had
faithful.
it myself. We've got a family friend who he'd be in his 70s. He only drinks warm Ton. That's his beer of choice, and he refuses to drink it cold.
Is that like the old people that have like a glass of tepid water with salt and lemon juice and all that sort of gear in the morning, first thing, and then they wake up?
Yeah.
Does he drink it first thing when he wakes up?
I'm sure he does.
Swears by it. Ton a day keeps the doctor away. Keeps the doctor
I'm
employed.
still alive, aren't I? All right, great. We wanted to talk about a lot of things today. Let's get the serious stuff out of the way first, because I think you've got a pretty cool story as far as your fatherhood goes.
Yes.
But yeah, let's kick it off.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, you got the 2 kids, but we wanted you to cast your mind back and tell us what was your pre-baby life like.
Oh, geez. Well,
Back in the good old days.
yeah, I think it's as you said previously in your last podcast. It's actually really hard to remember, and I think one of the things you reflect on is it's a lot of time wasted. and not even in a bad way. It's just you have the time to be able to waste doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I used to be a minister. Now don't hold it against me if you're listening, but so that was my previous job. Finished 5 years ago, and so that was probably like my whole life for a long time. Met Megan, through that circle of church circles and all that. That's another story about my whole life with that.
That's shit husband podcast. That's coming.
Shit pastor podcast, mate. That's another story as well. So yeah, used to do that, but used to, in terms of like enjoyment, play football. So ran into Nick a few times in the last couple of years in the dad league, I think.
I like to. Yeah, that's a good word for it. Actually,
Yeah.
the dad league.
Dad league, and all the people that were just angry Englishmen league.
Angry Expats. FC.
Yeah, that's right. That was your team, and mine was a team of.
Makes good football players then.
Yes, so that was my previous life, and seems like, as you say, it seems like years and years ago.
Yeah.
Because I guess it was.
Well, could you remember how you prepared for fatherhood?
I think, as it's such an abstract idea for so long, and obviously we were trying for about 2.5 years, I think, and had a couple of miscarriages, and that's I don't know if you've talked about that in previous episodes, but it can be, depending on I guess it depends on your take on that, but for us it was a pretty hard time. And I think because, you're trying and that's your first one as well. And so I think we had 2 miscarriages. So, and we'd sort of, been trying for a while, and we'd kind of almost got to the point where we were like, oh, this isn't happening. And kind of we were like, well, so be it, child-free life, that's fine. We'll just go with it. And of course, as soon as you say that, you're pregnant.
Yeah. Pressure's off. Yeah.
Yeah. So after getting pregnant, I think Megan actually, and I think we'll touch on this as well. So Megan got had a pretty bad experience with perinatal health, both before and after Olive, our firstborn, came along. So when she was first pregnant, she spent a little bit of time in hospital, and then after Olive was born, she spent a significant, over a month in hospital as well. So like mother-baby ward. So I guess after finding out we were pregnant, it was probably, just trying to do the right things. Megan had a pretty average pregnancy. She got, what's it called? Gestational diabetes. The vice is kicking in.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's a good kick of raspberry
right
there.
in the veins. So she got gestational diabetes. So she managed that purely through diet. So she was like, iron-willed, this is going to be a good pregnancy. We're going to do it. But it was pretty miserable, if I'm honest, I think for her especially. But, she had, planned that she was going to do birth a certain way. And I think last week Adam was talking about how Katie had sort of read all the books, and that was, and that was me. That was Megan as well. So she, she was like, we're going to do natural birth. It's going to be, where sort of work through the pain, try to not have an epidural, trying to do the whole, and then, of course, you can plan as much as you want about birth, and then how it is, something happens, and Olive was in breech, and then our obstetrician was like, oh, we'll just do a cesarean then straight up. Wasn't even she wasn't in labour or anything. That we booked her in 2 weeks before, and it was a very for me it was a pretty weird time, I don't know. I think Megan definitely prepared for everything, and as as fellas, you sort of have an abstract connection with this soon to be child, but it doesn't really mean anything at the time, or it didn't for me anyway. So that was my experience.
Bloody hell.
Right. That is
powerful.
definitely a lot more difficult than a lot of other blokes, from pregnancy wise through to birth through to after.
Yeah. I think, when you see your wife or partner go through that stuff, it's really very humbling, I think. And, I think any dad will tell you how useless you feel when your baby's first born even. Obviously you realise that they're pretty
especially
much geared,
early too.
Yeah, they're geared towards they need mum, they need, even if you're not breastfeeding, they still want mum. They've had 9 months with mum, and they're like, cool, thanks, random dad person, but
Go
they
get
don't.
some ice chips.
Yeah, that's right.
You little hospital bitch.
Ice chips. I see you two have.
I watch Scrubs.
Yeah. Oh, is that a Scrubs reference?
I don't know.
Eagle. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, that was.
Yeah. No. Is there anything that kind of you missed from that pre kind of kid life? Yeah, that was maybe just the two of you, the couple's life.
Yeah. I think, the ability to just sort of jump in the car and go somewhere. The ability to wake up on your own in your own steam. I think like having morning sex is like. I mean, all jokes aside, like you're supposed to have it, and I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible. I was a pastor.
You're a pastor.
I was a pastor. It was sitting there at the back somewhere. So I think like all of those things that again you just take it for granted, and like that's fine. But I think those little things where you just know that like your autonomy is being forever encroached upon. And for me, I think that was probably a good thing. Like, I say like marriage and kids are like slowly having the selfishness beaten out of me, for better or worse, probably for better, but I don't like it. No. I just want to do whatever I want all the time. So
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, like it's like it's been a slow burn and probably plenty of years to go. And that's been.
And is there, as a dad, is there any bit of kit that you reckon is a must-have?
I wrote something down for this.
Doesn't have to be baby-wise. It can be later, when the kids are older.
I think I couldn't really think of anything particular because I heard you talking about the ergo. I got into that really late, and I think I had a hand-me-down on our second child, Miles, for like 2 months before he was like, "No, leave me out of this." But I can see your point. I came up with this. I was looking for like how to make our car feel like it was actually livable because everything, like all the shit just gets dropped everywhere on the floor.
Yeah.
So I've got those big Coles baskets. They're probably like that Coles shopper thing.
Yeah.
So we've got a basket between the two car seats in the back, and everything goes in there. So the floor is like tidy. So there's there's
I wish I thought of that.
no, my mum thought of it. Sorry. Then she just did it one day. I was like, oh, this is actually good. Thanks for interfering.
Yeah,
Mum.
that's a great idea.
And then the other thing is you hang everything off the back of the headrests in the boot. And so it's kind of like leaves you your boot space. So it just makes me feel like I'm getting into a car that's not completely trashed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems dumb, but like that's all I could come up.
Yeah.
That's all I could come up with.
You're not getting into a dadmobile.
That's just another
shit
area
everywhere.
that they take over the car, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
and the sand. Like, why is there always sand? Like, I haven't
Haven't been to the beach in a year.
Like Nick, you and I, we don't go to the beach. Like we should. We're not legal. Doctors would not clear us to go to that place of heat and sun. Like it's not safe for us.
For those not understanding the reference, there's two redheads in the room at the moment, and we're completely outnumbering the brunette.
It's a nice feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about that moon coming through the window.
Bit of burn.
What's been your biggest challenge, do you reckon, in the first year, Paul?
I think, probably Megan's health was the biggest thing. And really putting, I mean, every dad has to sort of come to terms with, or they should come to terms with that. Your job is to basically like care for your partner, your spouse. But I think with Megan's mental health, especially being particularly fragile, and she made a full recovery, and I'll probably talk about that a bit more in detail if you want. But I think that was probably the hardest thing. Because you're sort of just making sure that she's okay, and if she's all right, like everything's going to be okay. And the old cliche, happy wife, happy life, and it's a bit glib, but there's definitely some truth to it. I think for better or worse, it's a.
I got a few questions for you the first year, but and I also want to talk to you about the mental health, your mental health, and Megan's obviously, because this is obviously something that we haven't spoken about on the pod yet, and I think a lot of guys will experience this, and not know what's happening.
Yeah, sure.
So, firstly, I want to know what were the signs for you. Firstly,
well, I'll probably talk post birth, but I'll talk about the whole. So because Megan she had really high expectations about birth, and I think probably that was a couple of factors were like, had 2 miscarriages beforehand. Megan's she doesn't like it when I describe her as this, but she's like a very high achieving person, and she's not driven, but she just is a high achieving does everything exceptionally well.
She secretly loves it, mate, don't
she loves it. I'm sure she's listening, right? Hey, love, be home soon. So that was. Hang on, where were we? What were we talking about? The signs.
The signs, yeah.
So I think for when Olive was born and Megan had this, desire to breastfeed, and there's obviously a lot of not pressure, but like that's, obviously that's the recommended way to feed your child. And in your hospital, like there's pamphlets and brochures are like breastfeeding's good, but bottle feeding's still good as well. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true. And like I was bottle fed. I don't know about you guys, but
wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah,
no idea.
I was adopted, so I'm hoping it wasn't breastfed. And then there was issues with breastfeeding. Didn't happen, and Megan really sort of fixated on that, and would keep sort of coming back to that, and that sort of spiraled into a few other things. Like one of the things was like a tongue tie, like what tongue ties are. So sort of like when the what's the thing about the tongue? The guy from Kiss doesn't have it. That thing.
Is it
frenulum?
I have no idea what it's called, but some babies can like.
So they can like just cut it and it makes it, but it's kind of like not really settled science. It's kind of a bit like might be true, might be not.
So
that's right.
Let's stick with it.
So Megan started fixating on that, and then she started really going downhill from there and wasn't sleeping. And obviously you don't sleep in the first 12 weeks really, but I think I would just drop it if I'm tired and baby's down. I'm like, cool, I'm out. Megan was not like that. She was, I'm worried. There's something's going wrong. I've done something wrong. I've done this, and then she was on top of being exhausted and tired, and that just kind of kept snowballing for maybe 2 weeks, and then I just took her to the hospital, and I was like, oh look, something's not right here, like. And she was like, oh, yeah, okay. So, like, came along with it. But, clearly was, like, very... I think, to quote her, I've talked to her about what I can talk about and stuff tonight. Yeah, so, I'll just sort of, So, her quote would be, like, I don't want to, like, kill myself, but I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I just want to walk off into a bush and never come back. Mm-hmm. And if you know Megan, that's not very like her at all. And so she spent, so that was probably the warning signs.
Wow. Okay.
And I think one of the good things is, I guess, as we, like podcasts like this, and is that this is becoming more and more known that like women suffer from perinatal health, like before and after birth, and I said the word again.
You did it again.
Post birth. Damn it! It's so easy to say. So it's I think if you don't get treated, it will correct itself apparently. Yeah. But it takes 2 years.
Okay. Right.
But if you go and get medical help, medication, therapy, all of the things that you really need.
So seeing the signs early is very important.
Yeah, and I kind of alluded to it. Like I sort of mentioned it earlier. Like Megan got sick at the start of the pregnancy as well, and I probably won't talk about that.
That's all right.
That's all right for just for her sake. But that had kind of pre-conditioned me to go, something's not right here. Yeah. And I'm very, on that note, I'm also very thankful that it was what we call like an acute episode, which is like, it happened, sort of a month of shit, and then it kind of was okay. Yeah. And, and she's a very like thorough and like excellent person. So she has followed every medical piece of advice to the letter, like done every medical, taken all the medication, never been like, I'm feeling fine today, I'm going to stop taking that, like the kind of thing that I would probably do. Yeah. And then, so she's done that. She's regularly seen her, therapist and talked through that stuff. And it's absolute credit to her. And as, the kids don't know anything about they love her. It's been, 3 years now since she came off the, the heavy medication for that. So it's been really good. And
so as far as the kids go, did it affect, they were obviously too young to really know what was going on, but, it was just Olive, wasn't it? Yeah. So Olive was too young, but did it affect the way that you parented? Like, did you sort of step up a lot more because you were?
I think I
she was
did.
in that headspace.
Yeah, I think I did, and but mainly just looking after Megan. And one of the things that I still carry through to this day is I love it when Megan goes to not goes to sleep, but I love it when she just. I was like, hey, go and have a rest. Go and have a nap. Like, you're tired. I want you to go have a rest because I know that. And it's a bit of a weird thing because if you've got two sets of hands with parenting, and no way do you want your spouse to go and have a rest. You're like, this is fine. We can deal with this. Yeah. But that's something. But what was the question again? I forget.
How did your parenting get affected?
Yeah. So I think that was. There was probably like a couple of months of me just being in autopilot. Yeah. Just get it done. And then, after coming out of that was, I don't know. I think, like I said, thankfully it was acute and Megan came good pretty quickly. But there's plenty of women that don't and or have a pre-existing, like say you already suffer from depression or anxiety or any of the other sort of rarer stuff like psychosis and there's a few things like that. There's people that she was in hospital with are still sort of processing that and going through longer term because their conditions were already pre-existing and not so acute. But
so to go, like you don't want to go into too much to detail, which is fine, completely fine. Because
just about the first one. That's all right. But second one, go for it.
Oh, sweet. No, and that's I got one more thing that I sort of wanted to bring up with that.
We're gonna cut.
I did have something.
We're gonna cut this. Beep boop.
And it's better. No. So your routine. So your routine would have been completely different for Olive and Miles, wouldn't it? Because
well, the first.
Did you have a routine, and did it change because of what was going on?
It's funny because I was thinking about this on the way here, and that first month the first 2 weeks, Megan and Olive were out. And then they were in hospital so the first 6 weeks or so were just nuts. And then, but weirdly, of all the times when we had Olive, after they were in hospital, I'd go and visit them, but it was on the other side of town. So I'd go over for a couple of hours and then come home. And then I what do I do here? So I definitely would just drink at home. Probably, speaking of coping mechanisms, and then go to sleep and then sleep for 10 hours and then go back over there. So of all the ways to be initiated into parenthood, like getting 10 hours sleep a night and drinking rum or whatever, was I don't know. It was just
that's
bizarre.
Like single life.
It
really.
was bizarre, man. Yeah. It sounds good, but it wasn't. It was me actually dealing with not dealing with. And I didn't really. I think I went pretty insular, into my own survival mode, and just was like, no, I'm just getting this done. People, plenty of people knew about what was going on, and but I was like, no, I just don't want to deal with emotions right now. I'm just like, we're doing this, and when it's time, we'll talk about it, and So anyway,
then when Miles came along, it was like, well, you'd thrown into it head
exactly,
first.
and then it was like,
it's like first
and so Megan was very. It was a very different scenario with Miles. She had no perinatal health issues, which was really good. I think it was probably fair. She had a 50% chance of relapse. That was they were saying. So it sort of really made you think about do we want to go? Do you want to have a second kid? Yeah. Do we want to put the potentially go through this whole thing again? And I think because Megan was, like I said, so thorough with her medical advice following, I felt quietly confident that it would be a different story, and it was, thankfully. So yeah, I got. Miles is just brutal. You know what newborns are like, and now I do as well. So that I reckon the hardest year of parenting has actually been probably maybe sometime when Miles was born, because one kid you can sort of manage whatever's going on, but as soon as you add another one, it's just nuts.
It's a game
You
changer.
guys know, like I don't.
Yeah.
It's always started.
It's like loading the cart at Aldi and you've taken your kids shopping at Aldi and you're loading the cart at the end. There's just fucking hands everywhere, isn't it? It's like that's what having a second and third kid's like. It's just there's more hands. They're everywhere.
survival mode until
Usually they're swinging punches.
they reckon they interviewed like a bunch of 80-year-olds, about the best decade of their life, and the consistent answer is the decade you have kids. They're like, it's the most insane 10 years. Like you don't stop to breathe. It's just survival. But then you look back on it and you go, no, I wouldn't change a thing. And you sort of take moments where you go, I understand that. I totally would not change a thing. But yeah, looking forward to being able to look back on it.
Yeah.
Same fondness. And
They've got that hindsight.
Yeah, that's right. Or Alzheimer's. So
All right. Do you wanna
Dad
ask
bod.
Another one? All right, dad bod. So, we like to speak about dad bod on this pod.
Because we're all rocking one.
That's right. I'm actually working on mine at the moment. As
Yeah,
I
me
mentioned
too,
as I
actually,
came in. You're doing a 6-week challenge.
Yep,
What are you
with
doing?
Fit Stop at North Lakes.
oh, shout out.
Cheeky shout out for Fit Stop.
Yeah.
I actually know one of the coaches listens to this. Crazy.
Proudly brought to you by Fitstop. All your fitness needs.
Hey, Ricky, if you're listening.
So, Red, what is your idea of dad bod?
I don't know, I'm honestly in the worst shape I've ever been in. Like I've always been fairly. No, I hide it well. You just buy the next size up in clothes and it covers most sins. I think
The sweater's doing a damn fine job.
Yeah, winter's all right.
I'm gonna get a moo-moo. I think this is not a video podcast. So just see what I'm wearing. I've always been fairly active, and I'm not gonna say healthy, but I've always been active, and probably a lot of people, you just try and burn enough energy off that you can eat whatever shit you want and drink whatever shit you want. And I feel like the last 6 months have really one of those things has changed.
Not
And
burning
hasn't-
enough energy.
It hasn't been the diet. Yeah. So we've just moved. We're just in the middle of moving house. So we're living with my parents at North Lakes. If you know, I'm sure this is a worldwide syndicated podcast.
Of course it is.
So if you aren't familiar, North Lakes is like Little Britain in Brisbane.
The hub.
The hub of British life. But yeah, so it's just, live on my old running track. So I would go there 3-4 times a week, just pump out a few Ks, it's good, clears the head, go to the gym, which is 5 seconds up the road as well, at the shopping centre. You can walk there from my house. So never been a better time to exercise.
Quick plug.
Well, I'm not there anymore.
Oh, don't worry about it then.
No, I should actually. They'll breathe health clubs at
Actually, I
North
want
Lakes.
to breathe. They're good.
They very good, and Marcus and Bella, good people. They wouldn't be listening. They're not parents, so
Whoa.
they
Come on.
They got iron to pump, mate. They got,
Yeah, true. Yeah.
well, they'll come. They did not have dad bods. They literally Adonises. Yeah, so never done less exercise in my life, and maybe I'm depressed. I don't know. Really, I'm not sure. Or just going through it. It's like all the
Feeling you, man.
lockdowns. It's just like the world is not in a good place, and I read something the other. This is going to be depressing. I'm going there.
Yeah,
Do it.
I read something the other day. So how we're up to the Delta variant with COVID, and the World Health Organization has they've already planning for when they've run out of Greek letters for variants. So there's only 22 letters, 24 letters, 22 letters in the Greek alphabet. So where are we going to go next after that? So I just got my jab on Sunday, my first one.
Nice. Yeah.
And then booked in again. But it's going to be a long game. And I don't know. It's hard
I don't know,
to
man.
feel.
I get my flu shot every year. I'm
Oh,
not going to
that's
go into
good.
the science and crap of it, but
Yeah.
because I don't know anything. But yeah, you just do it. It's a different variant of flu every year.
I
Just get on with it.
I hope you're right. And
Yeah.
I'm not naturally inclined towards optimism, which is really a really fun person to live with. Megan, if you're listening, she'd be like, "Yes, that is true."
It's true. That is my poll.
Yeah, I
But
know
yeah.
what you mean, though. It feels like the whole world's in a funk.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of been a weird thing where you go, "What's the point of that's the good sign of depression, isn't it? What's the point of anything? We're all going to die." But yes, breathe health clubs at North Lakes.
Oh, you got me. I was going to use a nice little sound effect on our new equipment. Actually, I'm going to do it anyway.
None of us can hear what he's playing because he forgot the headphone jacks for our headphones.
Now you have to tell us what that
Now he's
noise
laughing.
was.
It was along the lines of,
We're all gonna hang on, ready? We're all gonna die. So what's the point of looking good? Yeah, there it is.
as you were.
So yeah, dad bod.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
In a bit of a
Yeah, a bit of a funk at
bit
the
of a
moment.
training
Hey,
funk, yeah.
but I do. I don't know. I reckon if I went for one run, I'd just be like, oh yeah. Actually, I kind of
Yeah.
like, the endorphins kick in. You go, I'm not fast. Like, just plod along. But
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
you like it.
You
You
feel
go,
good afterwards,
feel
don't you?
good. Yeah, I don't know.
And
It gives you a better outlook as well.
I think you're right.
It's like a coffee.
yeah,
Sometimes it's easier to drink a coffee, but
easier. Yeah.
better to go for a run.
Yeah, true. Okay, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, yeah.
And you're saying you played football. Do you still do that, or is that a bit harder these days?
No, I was playing until 2 years ago, and I just fell out of love. There was one. How explicit are we allowed to be on this? Well, you don't care.
It's called the
Extremely.
Shit Dad Pod.
Yeah, well, no,
Go
I
for
mean
it.
like C bombs and all that.
Maybe just say C-bomb.
Okay, I will. I was playing reserve grade at this club, local club, who I've loved and been part of on and off over the years. And like I'm not a great footballer, but I know what to do. But I didn't grow up playing it, so my head sort of knows, but my feet are like, those people.
Those
It's
people.
like put me at right back, I'll do the job. You don't
Stay out of the way and get physical when they come near
that's
you.
right. I know I'm not selfish. I'll defend. I'll pass. I'll move. And
Yeah.
you understand. So
Love it.
that's me. So anyway, I'm playing reserve grade at this club, and we come off at half time, and we're losing to like the most average team. It's like 3-0 at half time, and our coach comes off, and he's like, he's tearing strips. Like Alex Ferguson's going to look like a preschool teacher compared to this. Probably
Gee,
not, but
throwing boots and all sorts.
oh well, you useless fucking C's. Like just absolute. And then he like comes around to each of us and like gets in our face, and I'm like,
Let me add that I played in the same league as this.
no,
and
this was a different. This was
so it wasn't the Friday
this was
night
a few
league?
years back.
Okay,
yeah.
good. All right, good.
But that could easily
Friday night
that could
league,
easily.
Jesus.
Nick and I played in Dad League together,
Dad
which was fun. But
I was
not
going to
really.
say tearing strips at half time on the dad league would
No.
be brutal.
No, that'd be our team. Bro.
Anyway, you were so.
Yeah, and then that was like 33, I think I was. So I'm 38 now, and I was like, oh, I don't care about this. Like, I would have been like so motivated 10 years earlier, like, oh yeah, I'm never going to let those guys be, like why do I care? Like, if some bunch of other reserve graders who also don't care are beating us, like, I got
stone.
I got really existential about football in that moment.
You just shouted away my last fuck to give.
I know, and then so anyway, fast forward and playing Dad League against Nick's team, who are far superior, I should acknowledge, but
I'm not going to.
no, he was the goalie, so he didn't.
I didn't have much to do.
No, you didn't actually. And then same thing, you play on a Friday night, you get home at like 10:30, 11. It's freezing cold in the middle of winter. Your whole family's in bed. It's like, why am I doing this? I actually don't like it. And so that was 2 years ago. Then COVID happened, and then here we are. And look, I probably need to go and play futsal. I probably just need to go down to the park on a Sunday and, and I support Arsenal. So like, there's no love in watching football at the moment. It's like,
You need some love back in the game.
no, maybe that's my diagnosis. Not depressed. I'm just an Arsenal fan. Like,
Supporting the wrong team.
there's this Arsenal TV. I'm just like waiting to get interviewed. So
Oh, it's gold.
yes.
Right. That's an epic story, Paul. Dead set, mate.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. I think a lot of people would have got something out of that.
Yeah.
So really appreciate you sort of opening up a lot,
Yeah.
which is really good. That's
No,
what
it's
we
all
want.
That's what we're after.
So we're going to get into some fun stuff now and some segments.
Oh, good.
And yeah, we'll
I've
keep on with
I've pre-prepared my answers except for the dad joke one. hope you guys have got.
All right, welcome back. We're with Paul Redfern, #Red. And we are going to move into the How Dad Are You quiz. So as last week, we've clued Cam up, we've clued Paul up. 1 point for every yes. It's out of 10. There's a bonus point, so it is possible to get 11 out of 10 in the dad quiz.
Good.
I'm predicting Paul's going to do pretty well at this.
Adam got 5 last week.
Yeah, it was pretty
mid-tier.
I have one to say.
He is only 2 weeks of dad though.
True.
So.
I can't believe he got on this show. Like 2 weeks in.
He got the Guernsey.
Come on.
He also does live down the road.
Yeah.
That helped.
And you went to school with him.
Yeah.
It's like, I notice your circle is like, we'll get a few international stars in.
Yeah.
Once the borders open.
Yeah. Well,
Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They're all in isolation at the
No,
moment.
of course. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
on their way. The Olympians are next week. Yeah.
All right, how dead are you?
Go.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. Do you hate lights being left on?
Yeah.
1.
Do you grunt when you sit down?
Hang on. Yep. Yeah. It's not a grunt. It's like it's a sigh.
Exhale.
I don't
it's
even
a
think that was 4.
A sigh of sadness, knowing that getting up will be harder.
All right.
2.
Do you turn the TV off when nobody's watching it?
Ah, yeah.
3.
Oh shit.
Not even going to let him explain it.
Do you say good day for it about any activity ever when it is sunny?
No.
Oh, no!
I don't. Nick, you know I don't like the sun. Come on.
All right, 3 out of 4.
Do you tuck your polo shirt into your shorts?
That's all the rage these days. The kids are like tucking shirts back in.
And no ankles showing.
Oh no, I know. No, I don't do that. I don't really wear polos, so
Not a polo.
I'm more of like just footy shorts and a t-shirt guy.
We're sitting on 3 out of 5.
Okay, good. I'm not okay.
Pretty dad.
Pretty dad.
So yeah, do you wear sandals and extra point for with socks?
No and no. I just wear thongs, just pluggers.
We gotta change.
Or
these
hang on,
questions.
no. Can I maybe get a point for this? I only wear New Balances.
Ooh.
Like they're not white. They're not like.
That's your.
I'm going to allow it.
That's
You
your,
know,
Can I
your
allow it?
choice.
He's checked the.
I've checked the further
the
questions.
rules.
Yeah.
It's subsection 4.
Check the rules. Yep. The subsection 4 point.
I literally only own
4.2 New
Yeah.
Balances only. Correct. Yep. 4
I
out of
only
6.
own New Balance casuals. Like I do.
Pretty dad.
That's super
Yeah,
dad.
I know. Now
Next level is going to be white
I
one.
can hear my.
for
I
your
know.
40th.
Yeah. Well, that's years away, mate. Years.
I'll clarify something as well. When we say sandals, do Birkenstocks
That's what I was
count as
aiming
sandals?
at.
No, I don't wear
yeah.
Birkenstocks. My wife's been trying to get me into them for
Don't.
years. She's like, I want you to get some Birkenstocks. I'm like, oh,
Megan, behave.
I don't really want it. She's like, oh, what about some RMs?
Yeah.
I'm like, Megan, if you want to spend $600 on me, don't buy a set of boots. Like, there's so many other things, you know. Anyway,
All right.
4.
Back on track. So, do you froth for a Bunnings sausage on a Saturday or Sunday?
I don't go out of my way to go to Bunnings, but I would get one.
If you were going to Bunnings on Saturday morning, would you be frothing for a snag?
Yeah.
You'd be thinking about a snag.
Yeah,
Yeah, 5.
I'll pay it.
Yeah.
Have you told someone when they're washing their car? Oh, do mine next.
I don't think
Bullshit.
I don't even wash my car. Like it just literally, it's a myth. It's brought to you by big car wash. You know.
You're a pastor. You were a pastor. They own dad jokes.
Oh wow.
Oh, man. All right. 5.
Sorry, man. I'm failing. Hey.
No, it's all right. I'm not angry. I'm just
I just want to beat
disappointed.
Adam. Just want to beat Adam.
Do you say better out than in after dropping your guts?
I definitely say some variant of that.
Yep, good. 6.
Yep.
I'll pay it.
Do you admire your lawn after mowing it?
Oh,
7.
I don't have a lawn because I'm at my mum and dad's. But if there's nothing better, I don't know if there's much better. Come summer,
Yeah.
I used to have like a patio. You'd mow the lawn, then you'd sit outside, you'd crack a beer,
Yeah,
and you'd know like within the next half an hour, Chris Lynn's coming out to bat.
I love that.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like
Doesn't
kill
get
me
much
now.
better.
Well, in like an hour
Yeah,
once
yeah.
he's made 100 off one
Yeah.
ball.
I'm not
Chris Lynn, if you're listening, I love you.
Yeah. There'll be a bit of fanboying on this
Yeah,
comment.
good.
So 7 out of 10.
7? Okay.
Not bad.
I'll take it.
That is a pass and a half. I enjoyed that.
Thanks.
I reckon he could. Yeah, you're very dad.
I enjoy the New Balance.
They're just good shoes.
I enjoyed the genuine grunt when he sat down. Well, that moves us into cracking beers when we mow our lawn. We're going to move into another drop now. We're going to go the Sneaky Butcher beer and kombucha lager. So it's low carb. So
Oh, good.
Once again, Ricky, if you're listening, it's low carb lager.
He looks great, Ricky. I don't know what you've done, but
Yeah, thanks.
dead set.
Now I will.
I've got
I will have a bit of a confession.
Yeah.
And it may dictate how these taste.
I didn't want to bring it up.
A 4-pack of these right now,
$10.
$9 at BWS.
Oh,
So I can't guarantee they're any good.
I knew that, and I've had these before. Do you like kombucha?
I've never tried a kombucha.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you like beer?
I do like beer. I think.
Have you ever put two
everyone
things
knows
that
me
are
likes
fine on their own together to make a bad thing?
Oh, really? No,
what
don't say anymore. I still have to crack it. All right,
Well, we'll
let's do this.
see.
All right.
I mean, Cam's gone to he's really, he's shouting us the best. They're sending their best and brightest. Here we go. Come on.
There's a bit of a gag from Nick.
I'd rather a warm ton.
Let me try.
Oh, here we go. It's definitely something, isn't it?
I'm going to get another white beer. That's
Okay.
brutal. That's brutal. I can't touch that.
Yeah, nah, that's tip down the sink worthy.
Ugh.
All right. Good to know. There you go.
Well, to the good people at the
Sneaky
Sneaky
Booch.
Booch of Byron. Yeah.
We admire what you're doing.
Yeah, keep at it.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll finish this off. As you know, you can just have one. It'll be okay.
Now I feel pressured to do the same.
No, it's all right. No.
No, I can't. I've even looked at the can again. I can't.
Now we're talking before. Obviously, we just did our, how dad are you quiz. I found myself with a dad saying this week.
Yeah.
And it just came out instantly. And after it did, I laughed at myself and I felt very proud.
Go on.
My wife, for some reason, said, "Do you think we should get a guinea pig for the kids or something along those lines? Something small and annoying that my dog would probably eat."
Good.
Small and annoying, like another kid.
Exactly. My instant response was something that I'm sure a lot of dads say, which is, "Hell no, I'll be the one that ends up looking after."
Oh, yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, you got 11 out of 10
know-
from one question.
Do you know what I said? I think I've had a similar discussion where I was like, should we get Olive something like that will, die so she can learn about death at a young age? Anyway, that's why things are... I don't know what's wrong with me, hey.
I'm going back to the trombone again.
Yeah, no, that was what I literally was like a guinea pig. It'll die and she'll have to learn about grief and process.
Yeah.
It's a good life lesson.
I am a funeral celebrant on the
that's true.
side, so us white people don't know how to do grief very well.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like sort of talk about it, be part of. Anyway,
Yeah.
probably, but we didn't get the guinea pig.
Didn't do it?
No.
Go goldfish. Start
Maybe
small.
that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Start with a fish. It's only $5
Less
too.
yeah, that's
What's the
it.
point?
We've had dead chickens at home before, and it was
Oh, that's all right.
Olive didn't.
At least
She
you
was
can
like,
eat it.
all right, cool.
Teach her about the circle of life.
What
You just
happened- what
Smash her chicken for dinner.
Once you find them in the pen, it's too late.
Ah.
Oh.
If you kill them yourself, it's all right. Anyway,
See, only a farmer would know that. If we go on to the dad comments, I actually had one today because we got a water bill for $800.
oh mate,
$800.
I hope you lined the kids up and had strong words.
Strong words were had. No, I was like, no. I just knew it was a furphy. It wasn't going to be $800, and I wasn't going to pay $800. Anyway, called up Unity Water. I was like, okay, this isn't happening. What's the go? And they're like, because of the settlement, they paid the water bill after the settlement. And it was all big old stuff up. And anyway, I was going through my pep talk for the family, as I was sorting it all out. Anyway, it ended up I only had to pay half of that, which is standard. And straight away, I've said to wife and the kids, I was like, all right, guys, we're not standing in the shower. We're not spending ages in the shower. If you're going to have a shower and not a bath, you're getting washed and you're getting out. That was literally because they fart ass around. That's another thing, fart ass. I never started saying fart assing around until I was a dad. Anyway, so they get in the bathroom, they fart ass around, and then they stand under the water and they draw on the windows because the condensation, and it pisses me off. It uses
I know.
7 million litres of water.
Did you grow up on acreage or with a?
No.
Yes.
But I grew up with my dad saying the same
Right.
thing to me. Yeah.
I've met Ray.
Yeah. Remember those little the free egg timer things you'd
Yes.
get that you flip over and it gave you a 4-minute shower?
Yeah, one of them.
That was a standard at the Bentley house.
Yeah. Well, we grew up on tank water, so I was like, my dad was ruthless about shower times. I was down to a 30-second. Get in, get
Damn.
wet, down, get out.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
So feeling it.
yeah. The Kids, man, they just waste water.
Damn, these kids.
And
don't
you
know
hear
what
yourself, and you're
wasting.
like, I sound like my dad. I'm just,
It's money going down the drain.
just down the drain.
Kids these days, I don't understand. That is the perfect segue into the tight ass tidbit. So my tight ass tidbit this week was I don't actually have one. I am tight, but I'm not really that tight. But there's one thing you can do instead of paying for a couch cleaner. Sorry to any couch cleaners out there. If you want to sponsor me, I'm gonna give you an up. But at the moment, Glen 20's doing the job.
It's so good.
End of the day, kids are in bed. Little quick once over of the couch. Glen 20 kills 99% of germs. It probably does fuck all, but
It smells nice.
it smells
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Master smell.
Do you ever like? I just think that this block of 10 years is like the carpet's going to get trashed.
Yeah.
Couches are going to get
It's all a write-off.
Like
Yeah.
whatever, we'll do our best. But really, like
Gonna
the
get
kids are
pissed
going to
on.
turn 10, or Miles will turn 10. I'm like, you know what? We might have some nice things now, maybe.
Yeah.
So
It's like those stages of life you go through. When you first move out, you got all your crappy
I know.
build furniture. Then you buy a house and you maybe get some nice things.
Nest in. Yep.
And then there's that kid stage where it's literally like, just, I don't care anymore.
That's it.
Oh no.
Just destroy it.
So now we're going to move to our resident tight ass, Cameron. What do you got for us, Cam?
Oh, I got a good one. So, you know those beach trolleys? Like,
Yeah.
you put all your
I do.
crap in and you tow it. So, typical me, bought the cheapest one I could find.
That
Excellent.
makes sense.
Kmart, I'm guessing. Tiny little pathetic wheels. And coming up to summer soon, it is impossible to pull on the sand. The wheels don't turn
Put
on
some
the sand.
4 wheels on it.
Yes. And I've seen the good ones from BCF. They look great. They actually work. But I'm too cheap and too stubborn to buy one of those better ones. So now every summer, I'm just dragging that thing. And I get a workout out
More
of
of
it.
a sled.
I ended up carrying mine before I upgraded to the BCF. I was like, I got a meter onto the sand. Like, nah, fuck this. Pick it up and carry it. Looked like the biggest toolbox.
No, I refuse. I'm going to be dragging that thing for years.
I just feel like we just bought a RAV4 like at the start of the year. We're rich, obviously, we're wealthy. But I was like, this is the biggest car I've ever owned by like the last car I had was Corolla. And I was like, that's as big as I ever want to go, you know. Well, there's RAV4 and it's amazing how it still just fills up. This is back to my life hack, right?
Yeah.
It just fills up with shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, and like the beach trolley, I think was it's been on our radar. Like, you know, we go to the beach once every 10 years, like redheads. And
Yeah. Tipping
my wife is whiter than me, if that's possible.
You cannot
and
have
she's
enough
not a
umbrellas.
redhead. So you know, we're like, oh, we could buy that, but yeah. So I don't know. I just, you know, I need a Land Cruiser now. I just
That's it. Got to upgrade.
pick up the kids from school in it. You know,
Yeah.
don't get dirty.
That's why we had to get a 7-seater apparently, because
Oh, right.
we got to pick other people's kids up as well.
oh, good. That's important.
Yeah, I wanted the Ute, and we needed a 7-seater, so we got a 7-seater.
Noel, if you're listening,
Yeah.
he loves you.
I do, but I want a Ute. Let's move into dad hacks. Oh wait, yeah. So it kind of works in with the tight ass tidbit, because dad hacks are generally things that save you money, aren't they? But I'm gonna just stick it to the first year dads and just buy a good pressure cleaner. Oh, I pressure clean everything.
That is a good hack.
Like high chair furniture that is hard.
never thought of
the
The
mat.
high chair.
Yeah, the kids' mat that they roll around on and carry on with.
Oh my. Oh.
The back patio every weekend.
Are these people paying for this podcast? Because they should be. That is excellent advice.
That's a hack.
That is
That's
a
probably
hack.
my
Just
that's my
literally
favourite.
hose away. the
Hose
mess.
away, but it's got to be high pressure because
Yeah.
kids' shit sticks.
It's. Do you have a dog?
No,
Your dog.
did have.
Yes.
Yours is the dog that eats
Yes, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
We our dogs are, because we're in between houses on holidays, and I've never like normally the dogs they're getting fat as you talked about previously, eating all the off the floor.
Yeah.
And I miss her just for that very reason. Like I'm like down on my hands and knees picking up like 2-minute noodles and like 1p. Like this wouldn't be a problem if Carrot was here. That's
Carrot.
There you
Excellent.
go. Once you've had the dog,
Yeah.
it's hard to miss
I
it.
know. She's just got to get through till the kids are like can feed themselves without mess. Like she's like 9, so it's like just
she'll
get
get
her a
it. She'll be
bit
right.
longer. I've got a dad hack for you,
Get into
boys. This is a bit of an interesting one. So My theory is that you can actually get away with having a night out if you also back up the next morning and do the early shift.
Impossible.
No, it's not. Think about how. I mean, yeah, obviously it depends on how big you go. But if you get home like 12, like 1 o'clock, if you have a few kombucha beers,
Beer and kombucha. Beer and kombuchas are on the bar.
Yeah. I mean,
you drink less.
It'll stabilise you. He'll be. But if you can do that and then get up the next morning, there's no chance that your spouse will be angry at you.
Yeah.
Because although you've gone out and had a boys' night, you've also done the early shift. And then if you can limp through till lunchtime and then say, "Hey babe, do you reckon I could just get like an hour or two of sleep?" No problems.
That's a good.
That's when the kids rest anyway. It's perfect.
Exactly. So if you can do that, that's your hack to like still being able to go out with the boys. Just like not all the time, but like you can get a Saturday night every now and then. I don't know what the sound effect is, but I think it's good.
It's applause.
Yeah, thanks.
I think that's a good shout because you
That's a
can
really good
still every now and then, and then you know what you're in.
It
for at
hurts.
least,
Like
yeah.
it does hurt. Like the next morning, it hurts a lot.
That's more than anything.
I mean, have you ever watched The
Hangover.
Wiggles with your child at
4:45,
4:45, with a slight headache?
Let's put it.
Yeah, that's right.
I got a hack as well, and this is good because it ties into what we are talking about before around was the pressure cleaner or the dirty couches and mats. We bought a thing, the brand name, I don't know what it's actually called. It's called, the brand name's Abyssal, and it's basically your own carpet cleaner, couch cleaner thing.
Yeah.
Sell it to me. I'm in.
It's worth every dollar. So like every time the kid pisses on the couch or
like
dog vomits on the rug or whatever,
Yeah.
literally just fill it with water. Oh, like I say it like I do it. It's not me. My wife does it.
Shout out to
But-
Jess. Yeah.
Yep, shout out. She literally gets in there, cleans it up and then puts it away. We've had friends borrow it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it really wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $150 or something.
I've heard good things, and I don't know what you do for fun, but sometimes when the kids go to bed, I'll watch something on YouTube, and I used to watch interesting things, but now it's like I just want to watch some guy like pressure clean a dirty car. Like you just like this guy is like his job is detailing. And he does like a 30-minute video, and it's just him high speed detailing this like absolute shitbox that's like covered in like it's the worst. And he gets his car back to like, and he has a Bissell.
Yes.
And he's like,
That's awesome.
"Oh, you should," and he just swears by it.
Yep.
And then I was like, okay, I think this might be on my
sold.
list.
Very good when
I'm
you're
sold.
toilet training.
Yeah. Okay.
Love it. All right. Before we get to shit dad moment of the week, I want to hear your dad joke of the week. So we'll start with the visitor. What do
I
we
don't
got?
have one.
Pastor Paul.
Hang
no,
on.
that's all right.
Do you want me to look it up on Reddit? I
No,
can.
no, it's all good. Cam, what do you got? I've got a couple.
Good.
We can alternate. I got a couple.
Okay.
Why don't dinosaurs make good pets?
Okay.
They're dead.
You got it.
Is that the answer? I was just being my usual dark self.
Oh, crickets.
Was that actually the answer? Oh, jeez.
Thanks, Red.
Sorry, Cam.
How do you make a waterbed bouncier?
Yeah.
You spring water.
Don't you dare do that. Slap.
That gets applause.
That's
pretty
good. I'll pay it.
Pretty good.
Anyway.
All right. Why do dads bring extra socks to the golf course?
Because they're dead. Okay, no. So it doesn't work every time. No. Why do they do that?
In case they get a hole in one. Like
I
a hole
that.
in one of their
Yeah,
socks.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
Cool,
got
cool.
it,
I'll get you
got
a
it.
double rim shot for that. Righto. I went to the zoo on the weekend and I only saw a dog. It was a shit zoo.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
It's a very enjoyable thing to the sound, isn't it? Like, Sounds like one of those Jurassic Park dinosaurs that does the, you know the ones? Yeah.
I was watching
Velociraptor, that one.
a channel on TikTok yesterday, and it was these two guys who they'll just creep up on each other and go and then the other one will straight away go and then he tells a dad joke.
Oh, I know the one. I know it very well. I'm quite on TikTok. For better or no wonder
I didn't take their jokes. I took their
No, that's fine. I knew exactly what you were doing, and I'm here for it.
love it. I'm all about it.
I'm behind them.
All right.
I don't TikTok too often.
No, that's all right.
There's a good amount of dad content on there.
if you just watch the right things, it'll know you. Like TikTok understands us.
We got a Shit Dad Pod TikTok.
Oh, we do.
Yes.
Do we?
Just as of yesterday.
Oh, nice. There we go. All right.
So log in.
I'll get on.
Good.
And if anyone wants to see any more content, we're going to start throwing a little bit of stuff up on TikTok
That's
as well.
good.
Shit Dad Pod. Same as our Instagram. Shit Dad Pod. And our email is shitdadpod@gmail.com. Send us your Shit Dad stories. But today, Shit Dad Stories moment of the week. Cam, what do you got?
All right. This one is from Sunday. I call it my New Fun Park Mexican standoff. And it's a shit dad and a shit mum moment.
Good.
We shared it.
I like this.
Share the love.
Yeah, it's not always me.
Hey, yeah.
Yep. So we're having a family park in New Farm Park in Brisbane. Anyone who is not from Brizzy, it's probably the best park in the city, and backs right onto the brown snake, onto the river.
Nice.
And my son's at an age where he's just constantly running away, and whenever he sees a body of water, it's just he runs for it.
Yep.
And we get pretty over it, but also I like to let him run around. But each time he started bolting for it, my wife and I just look at each other and we say, "It's your turn. It's your turn." Yeah. And we just refuse to get him, and then we just wait. He gets closer and closer to the water until someone cracks, and then you have to run and piss bolt over there.
Parent chicken.
Yeah. So we kind of both participated.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
What do you got, Paulie?
Well, I just prepared this story because I wasn't sure if it was like a weekly thing. Apparently, it's weekly.
Yeah.
I don't make bad mistakes every week, boys. What
That
are you
don't
talking
even
about?
have to be bad mistakes. It's just funny shit that happens at home.
Well, this happened before Miles was born, and we went out on a baby moon up the coast, and then Oliver's with us, and it was a good time. Megan's like 38 and a bit weeks pregnant. She has a friend over, so and then we're all friends. So I'm just having a few drinks. It's at like lunchtime, and then that becomes a few more, and then the bottle of Kraken rum opens, and then so I'm just like cracking away at this. There's my dad joke.
Love it.
Nice.
And then we drive down to back to a good friend's 30th birthday at North Lakes, the place we mentioned earlier. About an hour's drive. And then I've taken this bottle of Kraken with me, and then over the course of the night, sometimes I just get the hunger. The hungry eyes.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, basically. And I'm sure I shared it with one or two people, but the bottle was gone.
Nice.
At the end of the night.
That's a sesh.
And I was not well. Anyway, Megan's like could have popped at any moment. And so the next day I was in all sorts of pain. And this maybe formulated my thesis about
it's the wrong
if
time
you
to be
do,
a sesh gremlin.
That's right, that's right. And so anyway, my shit dad moment was like getting absolutely like white boy wasted. While my wife was like due to go into labour. If Miles had been born at that point, like I don't even know what would have happened. Like I wouldn't have been able to drive. Like
Get an Uber to the hospital.
I don't even know if I would have been able to press my phone. It was that bad. So it was not my finest moment. All jokes aside, it was very not okay. Shit dad moment.
That was a shit dad moment. Well done.
It's always that time when you're getting closer and closer, and you're like, I think about these things.
I know. Did you guys say that you are, solidarity through pregnancy?
Oh, hell no.
Like, did you?
Adam was saying.
Right,
Yeah. Okay. Because I think there's, I respect
was onto me all the time.
any fella that does that. What did you say?
Mel was onto me all the time.
All right.
I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Just one of
so yeah, I think it's good if you can do it.
Yeah.
And you should, but I just didn't, and I'm the worst. So
no, it all contributes to the shit dad moments of the week.
It does.
We've got a guy who's written in. Matt from Griffin has emailed us in a shit dad story of the week. He took his 2-year-old boy to JB Hi-Fi, and he wanted him. The little fella wanted him to buy a pirate movie while they were there. He said, "Maybe later, buddy." He replied with, "Daddy, don't be a pusswinkle." So he bought him 2 just to prove him wrong.
Wow.
Pusswinkle.
Pusswinkle, you don't get that often, do you?
That hurts, man.
That's
You know how your kids just know how to cut you without like a
That's a sick
pusswinkle?
burn.
Oh,
I wouldn't be happy with that. I've got one myself. Another shenanigan that happened at the Bentley house this week. So my Mr. 4 decided to call me a name. He called me a stinky nappy poop.
Oh, good.
So some of his finest work there. So whenever they carry on a bit like that, I give him a toilet timeout. They sit in the toilet for however many minutes that they are in age. So he got 4 minutes. My 2-year-old thought it was hilarious. So she can't even talk yet, but she's just gone, poop. And
Copied, yeah.
I pissed myself laughing, but then I said, no, you're in. Off you go. She thought it was just hilarious getting a toilet timeout. So she sat in there and I thought I was the best dad ever.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, come back out, Miss Two. And she's come back out with a massive grin on her face. I was like, oh no, what has happened here? I've gone in and an entire roll of toilet paper was covered. Like the toilet was off the roll and all over the floor, all over the toilet, the base, and she had just put it everywhere. So I was like, yeah, I probably deserve that.
Those ages.
I am a stinky nappy poo.
I know. My daughter's favourite thing to call, she thinks the word eyeball is like your eyeball. And I'm like,
oh, that's sick.
I know. It's like, it's funny. It's like if she ever got Tourette's now without having learnt all the words to say, I always think about this with Tourette's. Like if you weren't exposed to all the worst words and ideas.
What you think?
You'd be like, oh, you potato eyeball face poop. It would just be that. Anyway.
Nice.
So, eyeball.
She crazy.
Yeah.
I've got another one here from someone who emailed in to the Gmail. So shitdadpod@gmail.com. Make sure you get them in each week, guys. This one's actually from a friend of mine who's a mum. Now, she actually had to have the whole family in a 2-week home quarantine.
Oh.
She went to a hotspot for work.
That's, oh man.
She's got...
As you were.
Yeah.
She's got a partner and 2 kids. So,
man.
pretty. She said she wasn't too bad. They enjoyed some time together, but still. So she said, "I said, how did you do it? How did you kind of get through the 2 weeks?" She said there are a few kind of shit dad moments, and they had to relax the rules obviously a little bit. You can't be too strict. So she said a couple of standout points during that 2 weeks. The first one was when her partner practiced golf putting, as he likes to do a lot inside, and he swung back and hit the daughter on the forehead.
Good.
Second was they had a sweets bowl, so they used up to 5 lollipops a day to get the oldest daughter to do stuff.
Damn.
No judgment. That's
no judgment.
No.
That chick is a shugs gremlin.
That's yeah.
Number 3, bikes were allowed in the house. And resulted in a chunk of wall missing.
Good.
Yeah, nice.
Number
Deserved.
4, they stopped monitoring pen usage, which resulted in purple marker all down the bedroom doors.
That's going to end badly.
That happens even when you're not in quarantine.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just like you look away for a second.
Yeah.
And then
I've still got a wall I got to fix from pen and denting. And I'll do it. I'll do it next weekend. This was like 2 years ago. So
it's on the list.
It's on the list.
The old Pen Island.
And then finally, they allowed chalk drawing on the cement deck out back.
Nice. Yeah.
That's all right.
Unmonitored, now covered in much harder to remove crayon.
Okay, I see where that's going.
That's borderline graffiti.
So, congratulations on getting through that.
Oh, man.
Well done.
Lockdown, you guys talked about this, but it's just hard, isn't it? Everyone's got, someone with the worst story, but that's sad.
Yeah. It's hard. That's the only word for it. It's hard. It's fucked.
It's just not okay. Anyway.
Make us do 2 months of it, 2 weeks of it. Yeah.
I know.
Right, that wraps it up for another week. That's episode 6. It is called Pastor-ized with Red.
Like the kombucha.
Yeah.
Not pasteurized. It's probably not.
Pastor-ized. So thanks for coming on, Red. We've really enjoyed that chat.
Thanks, mate.
Can't speak for Cam, but mate, that was really good.
Good to get real and
it's all right. I should give a shout out to Panda, who's a perinatal mental health group. So if your partner if you sort of look, see those signs, it's really good because there's a lot more awareness about it now. But that's the people you want to be in touch with.
Awesome.
And if you don't know, just take them to hospital. It's really that easy. And they'll say oh, it's fine, go back home, or they'll be like, yeah, actually there's a problem. So it's
better to know.
It's better to be safe and just go to hospital and anyway. So
that's awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Advice,
I didn't really feel like I could have said more and all the rest, but if that's you, I feel for you, and like, won't be forever. That's the main thing. So he's giving me the vamp. He's like, keep talking.
Yeah, that's great.
I think one of the things I should also say, just to shout to my wife, and you realise very quickly that, like, women are quite amazing, and just the way that she has managed that and come through that is like just such a testament to her. And so look after the girls in your life, and like, I don't know, I didn't have a good sign off after that, but look after them, and if you need help, just like message these guys and get in contact with me if you need. So
that's brilliant.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
cheers.
Great.
So good. All right, thanks heaps, Paul.
That's all right.
Yeah, mate. I think if anyone, like you said, if anyone wants to get in touch and know more about Paul's story, give us an email at shitdadpod@gmail.com. We'll forward it on. Send your contact details. We'll just forward it on so you guys can get in touch. Other than that, we've got our Instagram and now TikTok, shitdadpod, all one word. But yeah, that's everything from us. That's a wrap. Go and crack a beer and give your couch a whack with a bit of Glen 20. Keep up the good work, boys. No judgment here. Have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Bye.